I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right when I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And
Hey folks, welcome once again to the For Life podcast. I'm your host, Bastista, Bashamania, whatever the fuck you want to call me this week, alongside
At Ravishing Jones, Cheyenne, Gigolo Cheyenne Del Rey, with you as always, For Life Podcast and
.com.
And of course, we're talking WrestleMania fever. Lots of big news, a little quieter than the last couple of weeks, but lots going on nonetheless. Bosh, where do we begin?
We're 1 week away from WrestleMania.
1 week away from WrestleMania 30, the granddaddy of them all, the show of shows, the grandest stage where it all begins again for the 30th time. Wow, and Monday's Raw was no exception. Brooklyn was a hot crowd, kinda.
Well, it would have been hot if we were there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which
That's
almost
true.
happened, but
Almost. Close but no cigar.
once again, I want to apologize to the people that were supposed to come with us.
Yes.
It wasn't our fault, in the words of Snitsky.
It wasn't our fault. So the opener for Raw was pretty different. I'm glad Steph came out.
That was
I thought
awesome.
it was great. I thought she got a good reaction. She looked
I
hot
loved
as hell.
when she slapped the glasses off Batista's face.
Oh my Christ. That was the best night. Best part
And when
of
the
show
mic
for me.
wasn't working, and she was on point.
I was upset.
I guess with the PG era, I wish it was kind of weird just hearing Batista say people drooling on Stephanie.
I was actually upset that Batista got the spear. I know he got RKO'd the week before, but I want to see him get RKO'd again. I guess because the crowd started chanting it, so I was all about it.
I mean, it says a lot considering that they're going to be facing each other on the Go Home show for Mania when
Yeah,
they were
they're
supposed.
going to give the original main event.
That was the original main event, and now
Yeah.
it's the Go Home match.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they'll keep Daniel Bryan off until maybe the end of that Raw, just to continue selling the injury, and they'll keep him off.
Yeah, I definitely expect Bryan to be on the Go Home Raw. To be
He's probably
honest
gonna.
with
I mean,
you,
I don't see him coming out till he's probably the last thing we're gonna see on the show on
Well,
Monday.
I know that I don't want Taker and Lesnar to close another show.
No, I think Bryan's gonna close it this week. He's gonna be the last. He's gonna be the last thing we see on Monday, whether it's him doing a yes chant or him on laid out.
Right.
One of the two.
Well, I know that this this past Raw was exceptional, and the opening contest was fantastic. I think when you're a guy like Dolph Ziggler and you're kind of in limbo with your reactions because of your performance or everything he's got going on.
I mean, he seems to get a pretty big pop every time he comes out.
Yeah, but when you come out and get a reaction like you got at the Barclays Center, that's a big help for him. And the crowd was totally behind him, even though the crowd was happy that Christian won, which we'll get into in a minute. But I thought it was a pretty solid match. A little sloppy at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? A little sloppy.
The ending was pretty cool, though, just like the ending. I mean, I thought Ziggler was doing pretty good in the match, and I said he's going to end up taking the fall, just because I knew that's the way it was going to work out. But, I mean, surprisingly, something happened that I guess Christian had a concussion, and he couldn't make it to main event.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the kick to the back of his head that Del Rio served him. Del Rio, being him and being stiff as hell. But I believe that's the kick that gave him the concussion.
Yeah.
And the next night. And it's funny because a lot of people on Dirt Sheets, one of the worst things ever that Dirt Sheets did was let people comment. But anyway, a lot of people were saying, no, man, fucking Christian, this and that. Everybody was saying it's WWE and they did this and they swerved us and bullshit. One guy did say that it was a commute. They were in Brooklyn. Where were they for
Boston.
Tuesday? They were in Boston. That I believe Boston had a snowstorm or something going on. Somebody did say that it was travel.
Did you see that clip from the after show from Boston?
Of the Shield? Yeah, I saw the photos.
Yeah.
One guy out of everybody went ahead and, maybe he has a concussion because Del Rio kicked the crap out of him last night. Just one guy has to come to the right conclusion? That's terrible to me. But that's what it ended up being, and I heard it was him.
I mean,
and
I saw some of main event this week.
I heard him in.
I saw the
Did
Divas
good.
match, and I saw the Big E and Ziggler match.
How was that? I heard it was good.
It was
I missed
pretty good.
I didn't get to watch this week.
What else happened on Raw?
Uh,
Somehow the Matadors are in this tag team title match.
Did that get announced on Raw or SmackDown?
I heard about it online.
Well, I'm gonna pull up the Raw results.
It was never announced on Raw because I told you. I think I text you.
It was like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, I text
right?
you later in the week, pissed off. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
which I'm actually gonna get into and defend.
I'm not taking. I mean, but just the fact that they, what have they really done of significance? Like, then just put 3MB in that match while you're at it.
Which I was surprised they didn't just do that.
Because I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like for Cody and Goldust to have, they've been on fire. They were on fire for like a good 6 months to now just being filler in this battle royal.
Speaking of fillers, my man Unikara was out with Scooby-Doo.
Well, that was only for the Scooby-Doo movie promotion.
Got no burn, that whole thing.
I mean, I knew for, like, that's the only reason that they kept the Sin Cara character around was for this movie. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't had Brodus on TV, considering he has a pretty...
Because he's a heel now.
Well, he has a pretty significant role in the film.
Yeah, but he was a face. I knew that was going to happen to him. Once I heard he was in the film, and then once I saw you turn heel, I knew he wasn't going to be in it as much.
I mean, he's in the Battle Royal.
What's up with the Matador squashing Ryback? So that pissed me off. I mean, I know it's because of the Shield's interference, but if Ryback isn't feuding with the Shield, I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the way it was set up,
looking dominant.
The way it was set up on Raw was it looked like Ryback and the Real Americans were feuding with the Shield going into Mania, and it didn't make much sense. Like, I mean, I would have preferred. I wouldn't have even minded. Like, okay, I don't have too much of a problem with the Outlaws, but even if it was like Kane and the Real Americans against the Shield or something like that.
Yeah, there was a lot of there's a lot of hodgepodge going on.
Yeah.
in the tag.
I mean, I think from the Shield's point of view, I'm guessing like they probably grew up watching Kane and the Outlaws, so for them it's probably a huge honor to face.
And I don't blame them.
Yeah,
It's a great match.
I mean, the Shield's about my age, so I grew up watching the Outlaws and Kane for the last 2 decades. So, I mean, it's pretty cool for them. And
then my beef was, how can you have a Mania without Kane?
Yeah.
And now you're gonna get Kane and the Outlaws, which I think is great. Triple H and Michael Cole, and Triple H initiating finally a title. The reality era. Yeah, because even though I think it kind of stuck with the video game, and the video game, this generation that we're in now is referred to as the Universe era, which I liked as a title because I thought the PG era was just internet marks being fucking jerks. I loved the promo. I thought Triple H, as usual, hit another home run.
Yeah.
He touched every point. The way that he compared Daniel Bryan being handcuffed to him being restrained, and the Yes movement was fantastic. It was dead on the money. And then he just lost it and just named it the reality era. And then in true Triple H form, he vowed to be the world champion again.
Yeah.
So I loved every single bit of it.
I think it just works so well because everybody's already coming in with this opinion of Triple H. Not even Triple H the character, but Paul Levesque.
Right.
Of, this guy who just wants to bury everybody and he wants to be champion and all this other shit. And I think he's using it to his advantage to add even more to this already hot program,
Right.
When I predicted the storyline, never in a million years would I have thought of, let's put the stipulation on Hunter 2 and put him in the title match.
Yeah, that was a huge swerve.
I admit, I would have never thought of that.
And because of who it is, you are a little worried for the Yes movement.
Yeah, I think, but that thought never even crossed my mind. Okay, it was easy, the market me. Yeah, let's just have this stipulation where if Bryan wins, he gets the title shot. But then it's I mean, the only stipulation I would have thought of is if Hunter wins, then Daniel Bryan never gets a title shot or some crazy shit like that.
I think
this works better. Yeah, no, I mean, when Triple H announced it, it caught me off guard. I was like, oh shit, I would have never even thought of that. So I thought it works well considering his character. It fits into the stereotype that everybody's built up of him, even though that's not who he is. I mean, I think he's smart enough to do what's best for business.
Right, and I think that's why
I mean, he's done it in the past.
Yeah, Triple H, I still, like I said last week, I touched on this. I don't really get, this.
I think he noticed the situation. He's capitalizing on it.
Yeah,
he knows that the best outcome is him winning it at Mania. If he would have won at Chamber or Battleground
or even SummerSlam initially.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the SummerSlam thing, he did have a lot of hype going into it, but he's managed to get more out of it, another 6 months out of this situation, you know?
Right. Question for you. Was it me or was for whatever reason the crowd not into Fandango and Cody Rhodes?
They weren't really into it.
Yeah, and it's funny because, well, then again, when I went, it was the night after Money in the Bank for the Raw.
Yeah,
the
you went in July.
Fandangoing thing was still over, and we popped huge for him.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the dance. I was surprised that he didn't get the reaction that Ziggler got from when Ziggler was hot at that same time.
Like, he doesn't get much of a reaction anywhere else in the country, but usually when it comes to, like, New York and Philly, like the smart crowds,
the Northeast,
he usually gets the similar to what he got last year. I mean,
yeah. So that really surprised me. I thought Goldust had a nice little interaction, and now we're back from break and we talk about Hulk Hogan in the ring for WrestleMania 30 with
welcome to the For Life podcast
with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Joe Mania, and Miz is a heel
again, I guess.
Again.
I mean,
Did you enjoy the segment?
I enjoyed that this guy looked enough like me that I can Photoshop myself into the picture.
Yeah.
It was alright. I mean,
it was nostalgia.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Like, okay, we got Arnold and Hogan in this. I mean, have they ever been in the ring together?
No, that was a first time.
And if I would have gone on Monday,
they've been a ton of charity and WWE events together from the late '80s on.
Funny, but if we would have gone on Monday, I think that would have been my first time seeing Hogan live.
Really?
At an event.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I've seen him once.
I've met him twice, but I've never seen him perform.
I saw him once, so.
But I thought it was cool. I mean, I saw Arnold at the Hall of Fame last year.
Oh, it went for the speech, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't know.
He did that
or Joe Mangum.
Weird back fist thing that he.
Yeah, the back fist. I loved it. I'm glad he hit him with his finisher, man. He's a badass, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And then Hogan tossed Miz out the ring.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it was great. I kind of wanted all three of them to rip a T-shirt.
Yeah.
And what was with Arnold with the
chain and the
chain wallet thing, man? That let me down.
Like I haven't worn one of those in a few years.
I think he got to the arena late because he was on Jimmy Fallon that night.
Okay.
So I think he taped Fallon and then went right to Raw, unless because Fallon's not live, and I doubt they did a Fallon taping at 10.
Peter Rosenberg, he was backstage with rapper Wale.
I caught that.
Yeah,
that's what that was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he took a picture.
I'm not down with
he was posing for a picture with Mark Henry, who's a friend of his.
So Hogan photobombed?
No.
Oh.
I heard on his podcast, Cheap Heat, he called Hogan over. Hogan was like running to the bathroom. He said, "No, just jump in the picture." And Booker T photobombed the picture.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We have to get to that level, Shane, where we can just hang out
do.
backstage and get photobombed.
Well, do you have a picture in the press boxes of the Garden with the original WrestleMania 1 press conference photo? No, you do not. So I'm at that. Yeah.
Where?
I took that when I went to the holiday show. It's on my Instagram. When I'm in the hallway.
Oh.
You have to get to the press boxes to where I was sitting at.
And send it to me. I'll put it on the site.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you've seen that one.
I don't know. I might have. I don't know.
You have. Titus, ONeil, and Big Show wrestled for like the third time in like a 7-day time span, and this one wasn't good. Their match on main event was really cool, and the crowd was into it. I don't know what happened here. This, to me, was really just awkward.
Yeah.
And, I think it was just a way to get Big Show on the card. People were telling me that they were chanting CM Punk, but I didn't catch it.
I caught it during that match.
I missed it.
I heard it like once, maybe twice.
I missed it, and the online report is telling me that a chant did in fact break out, but I personally missed it. Then, of course, is when Triple H and Stephanie had their Shield segment, and that's when they booked them against the Real Americans.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Which I'm glad closed the night. I'm glad they closed the night and not Cena Luke Harper.
Yeah.
And Cena
that
Luke
was a
Harper
pretty good match.
Was a really good match. I'm glad Luke Harper got some shine because to me
the ending was pretty cool.
He's second to Bray Wyatt.
Oh
in terms
yeah,
of
definitely.
ring work. He's the veteran.
Well, he's been. I mean, he's been on the indie scene.
Yeah, he's the veteran amongst the three of them.
Yeah.
And he's just got that emptiness in his eyes. He's such a visual character.
Yeah.
Luke Harper, and he's great. And for a big man, he moves, man. And the
'cause
ending
he's
was great
from
with the
the
lights going out.
Yeah,
that was fantastic.
Came up and Cena was in the sheet mask.
This is awesome coming out. It was great. I was definitely following the buzzards. Now, Naomi versus AJ Lee. I loved this entire segment. I'm gonna steal this from you. I loved it because she had the eye patch on and she looked like Snake Plissken and it was great. And then AJ did the count out thing going on and Big Daddy Tamina was there. Did you know that Big Daddy Tamina has 2 kids?
She does?
Yeah, exactly. So
I found out more last week. I found out she was 36. Now I found out she has 2 kids. What are we gonna find out next week?
She was married in 03. Yeah. Okay. I think, no, she might have been divorced then. Anyway, Wikipedia tells you everything. So anyway, Big Daddy Tamina was out there, and then all of a sudden, man, one of the hottest girls ever, Vicky Guerrero, comes out on the stage, and she announces the
Fatal 14.
The Fatal 14 Invitational
I heard it's first
Gauntlet.
pinfall.
Wait, so
yeah.
So what if the third person comes out, gets the pin?
I'm guessing it's
over?
like a battle. I'm guessing it's a Fatal 14 way. I don't.
What?
I'm still not sure. That's what I heard on one source.
I just know that that stage was just filled with
all I know was
sin for me.
It was they announced the Funkadactyls. I was like, okay, well Cameron. Then it was Brie and Nikki. Okay, Natty. Okay, Eva Marie. Huh? Rosa Mendes. What? Oksana.
Yeah, did you hear the cops are like Rosa Mendes, Oksana. Where were they?
It just went downhill.
To be
quickly.
honest with you, I was waiting for like them to start going Alundra Blaze, Deborah McMichael. You know, that was what I was hoping. But then Kid Rock would have came out. Anyway, so yeah, great segment. Big Daddy Santina, which would have been amazing. And then Big Daddy Tamina was.
I hope we get at least a cameo from Santina going into.
We will get to cameos later in the show, and then of course what we've all been waiting for, which had leaked early in the morning because of a newspaper ad out there in Louisiana.
Chico.
Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, Coyote Scott Hall, whatever, Diamond Stud.
You want to talk about Hall now, or get in? Like, I guess give him a segment later.
Let's give him a segment later on.
Okay.
He's so marvelous. Now we get into the main event. Rollins and Ambrose, Swagger and Cesaro. They were on the money. Mm-hmm. They were on the money. I got a question for you. Why is the crowd not into Swagger? Why do you think that is?
Just maybe the lack of push over the years, and I don't know. I mean, right now it just seems to be like everybody just loves. Like, if you notice the common thread, who everybody loves, it's Cesaro, Ambrose, Rollins.
And Reigns is getting on that level.
Reigns, but at the beginning, it took him a while to get to that level. Like, it's been mostly indie guys, and I guess that's the smart crowd has taken over in that effect that we love the indie guys, and I don't know if maybe over the years Swagger was hurt, maybe that title reign, or maybe the whole storyline last year kind of flopped. Like, it started off really hot, and then it kind of sizzled away, and then he was jobbing a long time, so...
Yeah, but that's, I just...
also the fact that...
Because I've been a Swagger fan.
Considering the three other guys that he was in there with...
Who are all way more over, and one of them is his partner.
Even his manager... I was just going to say, even his manager is more over than he is.
Sometimes I genuinely think that Zeb is over than Swagger.
Oh,
sometimes over than both
more,
of them.
Much more.
Honestly, depending on the city.
Much more.
But it was a fantastic match. I'm so glad that those guys closed.
Yeah.
And then, Kane came out and announced, the three of them against the other three.
The Outlaws with the suits.
The Outlaws with the suit was I couldn't stop laughing.
That just reminded me of when they did that Corporation spoof.
Yeah. You had to be an Attitude Era fan to start laughing.
Yeah.
The Reality Era guys, the kids, would not have found that as funny as we did. Okay. We have to talk about the closing segment.
Okay.
I enjoyed Heyman and Lesnar's banter.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed Lesnar then taking the mic and saying that he was here to fight.
Let's do this! It was more like that.
Then the Druids came out.
Remember when I texted you, I was like, okay, are we going to get a wax sculpture of Brock or Heyman in the casket? Are we going to get Taker?
I was expecting that initially.
I was like, it's either choice A, we get Taker. Choice B, we get the wax sculpture. Or choice C, we get an empty casket. Then it closes. That little curtain underneath comes up. And then it opens again. He's in there.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like...
I just felt like for what...
Maybe for us, since we've been fans for so long, we predicted it was going to be one of those three.
No, but not just that. When you do the Druid thing, because they're Druids, it's just as bad as Taker's entrance sometimes.
I feel like...
They were out there forever to me.
I feel like the Druids are...
forever, and...
I feel like the Druids should be reserved for Mania, not just...
They were out there forever, and it took Brock too long to open that coffin.
Mm-hmm.
It took Brock too long to open the coffin, and it took too long for the coffin to get opened up again.
Yeah.
just getting to the point of the physicality, you could tell the crowd was just like, just get there already. Because the crowd did not give them any energy when they got physical.
Yeah.
The crowd did not give them any energy when Taker did the cutthroat. So I just felt like the segment was a little drawn out. It was classic. I enjoyed the segment. It just could have been condensed.
Yeah.
It could have been a little consolidated time-wise. It went on way too long. For me, personally.
And I think the post-show, they had the Wyatts versus the Shield for post-show dark match.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant, like, here on, like, the actual backstage pass show.
No.
Yeah,
I didn't catch the backstage.
You know, and then, well, yeah, you know, I saw it on Instagram. There's people putting stuff. You know, Taker did the arm pose, and then he'd look back at the ramp and at the sign and the pop and everything. Renee Young did an interview with Heyman and Lesnar, or tried to, and shit like that. Then there were network commercials and a bunch of other stuff. Panel was talking, but
Did I see? I might have seen it.
you know, I thought it was a solid Raw. I thought it was a pretty solid Raw. That, you know, the Taker segment, not that it was bad.
Just dragged.
It just dragged a bit, and I don't like saying that for Taker segments because, you know, he's one of those guys that delivers.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, 1 to 10. What do you give the Brooklyn Raw?
I think 7-ish.
I give it a 7. You know what? I'm gonna give it an 8 because I just love the matches so much.
Yeah.
The opening contest, Luke Harper Cena, the tag main event. I'm gonna give it an 8.
All right.
Dude, you saw the Arnold backfist. How can you not give it a fucking 8? Bosh, you know we are 1 week away from WrestleMania.
Yes.
You know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
That we are 2 weeks away from Jeff Jarrett's major announcement. Yes! Cue Jeff Jarrett theme music. And Jeff Jarrett theme music. Thank you. Are you excited about this?
It's coming.
Wow. I'm the only one. Do you think there is room for a third wrestling organization if that's the announcement? Maybe Jarrett is going to debut the night after Raw, and he's going to take on Taker in California. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Jarrett and Sting and everyone from WCW against The Undertaker, and Vince Russo is booking it.
I hope not.
No, me neither. I don't want that either. So, yeah, I mean, do you think we can go back and there'll be a third promotion?
I guess, like we mentioned on one of our earlier episodes, who would they sign?
But, well, do you think we can have 3 promotions?
I think it's tough right now with 2. I think TNA is struggling right now.
Well, TNA.
And they're on a national network. They're still struggling. They have great talent down there. I'm not taking away from the talent. They have. Most of the legends left. They pretty much just have Hardy, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing with that Willow.
No, they got rid of Jeff Hardy.
He's doing that Willow the Wisp.
No, they got rid of Jeff Hardy. They signed Willow instead. Jeez.
I haven't seen Impact in a few weeks, but
Please don't.
All the reports I'm hearing are horrible, and it's sad.
Yeah, and then they're pushing these. Ethan Carter is okay to me.
Okay, yeah,
but like the rock star guy, and these other dudes that have nothing going on.
I mean, I'm happy the Wolves are down there, but I heard that they're not even like getting a really good chance to shine out there. Like
they're not.
If you're putting them in 3-4 minute matches.
I don't know if you guys remember, but I was watching Lockdown during the podcast at one point. The Wolves got no burn.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate.
Got no burn. No burn. WWE Shop is having a sale, in case anybody knows.
Legends sale?
30% off.
30% off, yeah, check that out.
Legends merchandise.
But I tried to order, and then they were going to charge me like $20 for shipping. I think that might be the catch, that they put individual shipping on everything. Because when I was going to order, I was going to order a few things, and the shipping came out really, really high. I might check it out again, but...
Well, I only have one shirt in my shopping cart as a tester, because I'm not buying anything for obvious reasons, but, no, just standard shipping, the $7. I mean, that's a little fucking much to me, but that's what I have here. It comes out to $24.
I saw that they have the Piper shirt.
$24.48 for one shirt.
That's pretty much the price of the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for that, wait till Access. Speaking of Access, speaking of WrestleMania, some news before we get into the schedule. And no, we're not going to give you a tour of a different website. So WrestleMania 30 press conference here in New York City. Hard Rock Cafe, a.k.a. The World, a.k.a. WWE New York.
What time is it on Tuesday?
I think at 1.
Oh, I'm not going to make it.
I think at 1. I'm not going to make it either for obvious reasons. But, Yeah, I was hoping they were going to do a press conference. I didn't think they would announce it so last minute, but I'm glad.
I usually find out like the day of or like the day before. So unfortunately, I have to work, and I'm not
Hogan's going to be there.
I'm not going to miss work for it.
Vince, Steph, Triple H, Brian, the Bellas.
I mean, I've cut school for these, but I'm not going to miss work.
This is it's going to be cool.
I went to the WrestleMania 20 press conference. That one's pretty cool. It had pretty much everybody from all the top matches there.
Yeah.
With
that's normally what
the exception of Taker, I think he was.
That's because of kayfabe. Mm-hmm. I don't think Taker's been in a press conference since 19.
Yeah. So
did you go to 19? I heard 19 press conference.
The first one I went to was 20.
Okay, I heard the 19 press conference at Planet Hollywood was really good, and that Vincent and Hogan stole it pretty much. Did you happen to catch an interview with Roddy Piper this week?
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
It was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I read it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how I felt about that. You know, Piper was making some comments like WWE doesn't want him, or Piper and WWE have always been back and forth in terms of relationships and button heads and stuff like that. But I don't know. Do you agree with him when he says that Piper should come out of WrestleMania and stand on the stage with Hulk Hogan and stuff like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, how would you book Roddy Piper WrestleMania 30?
I mean, I've said it from episode 1.
Piper's to be honest with you,
Piper's fit with Hogan and T.
Roddy Piper, without question, does deserve to be at WrestleMania 30. Without question, he is the legend that WWE is.
I feel like he was the antagonist.
Main antagonist. He was.
If it wasn't for him, who would Hogan have been able to feud with at that level?
They would have drawn out the Sheik thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like,
and even then, Sheik wasn't strong. Like Piper was so strong on the mic that
Piper was crazy.
Yeah. What was Sheik able to do? His best promos he can't use on WWE TV.
He's getting a movie. I just feel like Piper is the legend that WWE is for whatever reason blacklisting, and I do think we should get a Piper's Pit like we've been saying here on the show.
Yeah.
Whether
it be Hogan or Mr. T.
I do think it should be the main event in the ring.
And if you can't get
maybe it's because you can't get a physical.
I mean, even if you can't get the whole main event, at least Hogan and T.
Well, how does it end? With the young guys come out and get beat up?
But who would come out?
Whoever's not in the Battle Royal, which is nobody at this point.
And maybe Vince can come out, or
I don't want to see Vince get beat up at WrestleMania 30. It's not right. Come on, Vince gotta get hurt at the 30th of WrestleMania? Come on, he's never won at WrestleMania. He's worse than Big Show. He
has a streak of his own.
I don't think Vince should get. Not saying that it won't work and the crowd won't love it, and Vince wouldn't do it because Vince is, he won't ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do. But I would rather it be wrestlers.
Yeah.
Just because it fits and because of my bias, obviously. But I think it would be better as wrestlers. It always works when some moron comes and cuts them off.
Yeah.
Just always works that way.
I mean, pretty much everybody's booked into that Battle Royal.
Which
the only heels I can see interrupting that. I mean, even then, if you put Piper in there with T and Hogan, he's automatically gonna be the heel. He's not gonna get along with them.
Well,
kayfabe.
It also depends on T's speech, right? And Piper said he's doing stuff with them that weekend.
Yeah.
But he's booked for WrestleCon, and he's not booked for any of the access schedules, which we're going to get into it a bit later. So I don't know what he's doing with them other than maybe sitting at the Hall of Fame, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, I hope we get something out of him. Or maybe if, Hogan's interviewing Mr. T at Mania, and he comes out and interrupts that.
Right. Well...
I mean, I guess, we can do that. I mean, that could work. If we announce, the winning team in the main event of the first WrestleMania, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, and then Hogan, they cut a little promo.
I would like to see that together.
And then Piper comes out, he's pissed off, he's not getting any of the glory for being part of that main event. It even goes back to when it originally happened, when they all went to this big after party and Piper wasn't even invited.
Speaking of which, one thing that was announced was that now apparently I totally lost my thought, so I'll go into another thought. So now they're adding a bunch of people onto the card. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's been rumored on the internet.
I feel like for so many years, a lot of guys were kept off the card.
And
because they didn't have any multi-man matches.
It had been rumored on the internet that the pay-per-view bonuses would be cut now with the network. And there were rumors for weeks about, you know, the big meeting happened and we were going to get the information because, of course, it was going to leak on the internet. I think the meeting happened already, and it just slipped by the IWC, which is totally fine because I think that's a little personal. I think it's great that all these guys on the card because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
You know? Fine, we can't pay you for not being on the card or whatever we normally do. Here, we're going to get everybody on the show. Who's going to get their moments? I guess that's obviously up to the competitors.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that they're all on the card because they're getting paid.
We have 8 matches going in.
Yeah, you know, the card is now the Usos versus Ryback versus Cesaro and Swagger versus the Matadors.
Okay.
And then we have the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational, the Andre Battle Royal. 26 names have been announced.
Yeah, there's 4 left.
And the favorite is still Big Show. The Outlaws and Kane.
I guess Rusev hasn't been officially announced.
The internet is still saying that he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Kane and the Outlaws versus The Shield. Cena and Bray Wyatt. Taker Lesnar. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan. Then, of course, the main event. Yeah, I just think it's great because every guy is going to get some money.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the right thing to do. Now I came back to my other thought. Did you read this earlier this week? Apparently WWE has contacted every big draw of the last 30 years.
That's still alive.
For cameo appearances. I've got 2 questions for you. My first question is, if Randy Savage was alive, would he have been at WrestleMania 30?
I guess depending on what the relationship was between them.
I'm going to paint the picture for you like this. Considering the Mattel deal and him coming back in the video games, obviously Randy was starting to come out from under that rock.
I think by now he would have been in the Hall of Fame.
I think he would have been the big name for 30. And my second part of the question is, who do you want to see from the last 30 years?
I can see Piper. I'm guessing Brett, Shawn, Foley.
You know, Brett, Shawn, Foley. I think...
Do you think Austin? I would like to see Austin.
Austin is confirmed to attend the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So he will be there. Will he leave like he did for WrestleMania 24? Because, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but Austin was not at WrestleMania 24. He left.
Yeah.
At about midnight for the Hall of Fame. He left right after it. So...
Rock?
You know,
I don't
Austin
see Rock
had
doing
that
it.
cameo role backstage.
27.
You know, so...
Well, he was already... he was part of the card. He was refereeing.
Right, that's true. Oh, yeah, he refereed
Cole and Lawler.
the Cole and Lawler. You know, just... You know, I just want to see...
I would like to see Austin.
Yeah.
I don't see Rock doing it.
Well, I mean, most of the big draws they kind of still have some way or form.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Sheik, to an extent, would count because of his involvement with the first WrestleMania. You know, Bobo, Orndorff, Bundy for the second Mania, right? Andre's no longer with us. Neither is Warrior. I mean, not Warrior. Neither is Savage. Warrior, in a way, is no longer with us mentally. WrestleMania 7.
Slaughter.
You know, Slaughter's still there. Flair's there. Sid would be cool to see. Yeah, and then all the other guys they got, especially from the Attitude Era. You know, Owen's not with us.
You got the Click.
The Click. Can I get my charger? You know,
This one?
Yeah. So, you know, that's just me, you know, requesting stuff. You know, that's just me. You know, and I want to see some of the ladies.
I'm guessing. Oh, Trish and Lita. Lita called Trish during the WrestleMania podcast to ask her to induct her.
I heard about that. That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah. So Trish and Lita will be there. Who else is there?
I want to see Alundra Blaze, man.
They can have her digging in the garbage.
And have her, exactly, have her. I can't find my belt 30 years later. Or whatever it is. Will we see a Sable cameo?
Oh, I mean, her husband's there.
I heard she's not looking good, right?
The last time I saw her was maybe one of his UFC fights where they showed her real quick in the crowd.
Yeah, I think we should get a Sable promo. You know, Sable was the chick in 98 and 99, man. Anybody else?
Sunny?
I'm going to say no because you know how the company was avoiding her when she got arrested and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think so. And I think it would be awkward for HBK.
They were inducted together.
Awkward.
What are you pointing at?
I'm offering you more water.
Oh.
Such a rude little bastard.
I'm rude. Okay, this is the segment once again where Cheyenne leaves me by myself. www.forlifepodcast.com. Listen, I need to shield the website. Come on.
I'm 6 feet away. Don't make it seem like I just left the studio.
At For Life Podcast, Facebook / For Life Podcast, YouTube, wherever else you want to fucking find us. Can you turn off the water, please?
Yeah, I'm turning it off. Ungrateful bastard. And you can also catch us on social media. For Life Podcast. For Life Podcast. You can catch us right there on Instagram. We're available on Twitter. You can catch Bosch at I Am The Bosch on Twitter. You can catch me at Ravishing Jones on Twitter. And you can catch me on PSN. That's Cheyenne McMahon. That's CHEYENNEMCMAN. You can catch me there. And you can catch
I think on PSN, what am I? Boshington?
And you can catch Bosch. That's right. That's why I couldn't remember. I'm glad you remember. Boshington.
I don't use it.
You could add him on Netflix. So glad to play you in a game of that. BOSCHINGTON. Did I get it right? There you go for PSN. And you can catch us on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/forlifepodcast. And you can also catch us on YouTube on my account. That's youtube.com/Cheyenne McMahon. That's
or Bosch Films.
YENNEMCMAN. You can catch Bosch Films as well.
Okay.
And we're back. So, where were we before that? Before I close.
All the women we want to see at Mania: Mickie James, Beth Phoenix.
I don't think we're gonna see Beth Phoenix. I don't think we're gonna see Edge.
Really?
Maybe he'll be at the Hall of Fame, but Edge has got to get like a credible segment like the other top names.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of top names and credible segments, let's bring it up now. Since we haven't taken a break yet, might as well end it with this segment. Scott Hall / Razor Ramon, Hall of Fame. Your thoughts? Because I know
I wanted to give him his own segment.
Oh, so okay, fine. We'll talk about that when we come back.
All right.
Take a break now. So when we come back, we'll give someone a big segment.
Let me know what you think of this song, Cheyenne. It's from the Saved by the Bell show from last night.
I love Saved by the Bell. Go for it.
I get feelings when I wrestle and pin you to the mat, 'cause my boner is showing and it's electrifying. Rubber spare holes and a half Nelson. My legs wrapped tight around you, grunting and snorting, sweaty and red-faced, and I think I'm almost through. I wanna wrestle you, ooh, ooh, ooh. I wanna wrestle you, ooh, ooh, ooh. Hold you tight all through the night. So if you feel my erection and you notice any stains on my singlet, just ignore them, ignore them. Oh, wait, I get it. I'm gay.
Okay, we're back. What did you think of that song?
I thought it was hilarious from the Saved by the Bell parody that you got to check out. How was that?
It was great. I highly recommend it if anybody out there is a fan of Saved by the Bell or grew up watching it. I know we're 90s fans, so we grew up watching it. Definitely check it out, BaysideTheMusical.com.
And you caught it right down here in St. Mark's, right?
Yeah. It was a really good show. Dustin Diamond was actually there. He did like a few little cameos in the show.
He's not part of like production or...
No, he was just
there.
When I first heard about the show in February, Belding was there doing the same thing.
The future Raw general manager, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was doing the same thing, but those tickets were sold out. So luckily, I was able to get tickets for last night's show with Dustin Diamond. I met him. He was pretty cool.
Was that part of your ticket, me and Diamond?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he was just offering, and then I got his autograph on a little gold Bayside slap bracelet.
Okay.
But he was pretty cool. There was actually people in the audience trying to hijack the show.
What?
There was drunk people making noise throughout the show. Luckily the girl that played Jessie was really on point. When she did her big "I'm so excited," and somebody yelled out "I'm so scared," and she's like, "Shut the fuck up!" So I thought
good.
And Dustin Diamond's wife yelled "Shut the fuck up" to whoever was there.
Who apparently is
an
UFC
MMA fighter.
And
I don't know about UFC, but she's an MMA fighter. But so, not Scott Hall, but Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon
is going into the Hall of Fame.
Who is still, nonetheless, one of the most popular characters of the 90s.
Exactly. Yeah, it fits in with this whole 90s theme.
Yeah, so I thought it was great. What did you think of his video package?
I thought it was pretty good. I guess I saw the newspaper ad that leaked earlier in the day, and it did have a picture of him as Razor Ramon, so I was a little curious to... I
thought nothing of it initially.
Me neither. I mean, I guess when I noticed, I was like, okay, they're only talking about him as Razor, and no mention of the NWO. And I guess later on, if they do want to do a group induction, they'll induct him.
But I do
Hogan,
genuinely feel it's because they got Hogan back. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the only reason. So I think it's kind of eminent at this point.
I feel like whether it's next year or the year after, I'm sure we'll get an NWO induction with Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. I'm guessing we'll get... Do you think we'll get a Diesel induction?
I don't see why not, because again, you know, Taker, Nash,
and I'm
Diesel,
guessing Shawn and Hunter will also get a second ring when they go in as DX.
Yeah.
I'm guessing with X-Pac and the Outlaws.
Yeah, you know, but I enjoy it, and I'm really glad that this is a great year for those two guys.
Oh, definitely.
For Hall and Razor. You know, and
Hall and Jake?
Hall and Razor. See what I'm doing? Yeah, for Hall and Jake.
Definitely.
Did you see...
I think DDP needs to go in because if he doesn't get a great reaction at the Hall of Fame, then that's a travesty because he's easily the MVP of the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
Did you feel that Scott Hall's video was kind of rushed?
A little bit.
A little last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they were not going to do it or like?
I mean, he started teasing it like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody. I felt like Carlos Colon got a real nice video package.
But they didn't even air that on Raw. That was on SmackDown.
Have you seen it though?
No.
It's very nice.
I'll check it out.
It's very, very nice. So yeah, I just felt like considering that all the other guys got nice packages because Mr. T's doesn't count because there's no wrestling footage in it. You know, I just felt like his was rushed. That was why, because everybody got a nice one. Carlos Colon's is very nice.
I mean, this was the special...
Not saying that Carlos Colon deserves a shitty video or anything like that, because he's such a pioneer.
Well, I heard that the biggest reason they're inducting him is because they're purchasing that Puerto Rico video library.
Hello, Bill Watts.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm excited just because when I first started watching wrestling in late 94, early 95, he was my first favorite. Like, before Shawn, he was my favorite guy, especially because he was Cuban. Like, I didn't even know about Scarface at the time, so to me that was like the Cuban character. Like when I first saw Scarface, I thought he was ripping off Razor.
You know?
Yeah.
That was what, almost 10 years before, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I remember like when he first showed up in WCW, I was pissed. Like I was yelling at the TV, like, "What the fuck is he doing it?" And then I found out he wasn't really Cuban. I think that was like worse than my finding out that Santa wasn't a real story. But I mean, I'm happy. I've always been a fan of his. He was always great in the ring, great on the mic, entertaining. So, congratulations.
Yeah, you know, we've all been, you know, here at the show, have been Scott Hall fans.
My first wrestling shirt was a Scott Hall shirt. I don't know if he ever... I don't think he wrestled at that MSG house show that I went to.
Which one?
My first show was right before WrestleMania 12.
And he wasn't on it?
I don't think so.
Curtain Call hadn't happened yet.
Curtain Call was, I'm guessing, the following show.
Why wasn't he on WrestleMania 12 again?
I have no fucking clue. He was on the poster.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember why he wasn't on it.
I mean, I know he was feuding with 1-2-3 Kid at the time, and they had that Crybaby match the month prior. And
that was such a bad thing, though.
Like, I wish they would have at least had like a good close to the feud, or at least
Right.
maybe had 1-2-3 Kid go over. That would have been cool. I mean, I know the following month he faces Vader at the April house.
Does he get squashed? No.
Yeah,
he does, right?
Because I think he was already like on his way out.
Right, and then Diesel leaves soon after.
Like
Good friends, better enemies. Right?
Yeah. Well, that was in April, and I think they weren't. I don't remember much of them being used at the time. Like I know I hadn't seen Razor on TV for a while when he showed up. I remember I was actually watching Nitro when it happened. It must have been during a Raw commercial break because because it was a shitty match. It was like what, Mike Enos or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was Mike Enos versus
somebody else. And like I saw him coming through the audience, I was like, "Oh shit, that's Razor."
Yeah.
I mean, I did, and these guys didn't even have a name for the first month and a half that they were there.
Genius.
I was like, "What is it?"
And unheard of at the time.
I think it wasn't until Bash the Beast that they said their names.
Right.
Because up until that, it was just these outsiders or these guys. And
I'm just trying to pull up the.
And it was weird because up until then, I've always, as a kid, I only saw Razor as a babyface. So it was weird. It was a big adjustment to see him as Diesel had already turned. So it was weird seeing Hall as a heel at the time because I started watching after he became a babyface.
Well, if you're watching in '94, Hall's been a face for almost a full 2 years.
Yeah. Because I wasn't really I hadn't started watching yet when he was still a heel when he debuted.
Yeah, so I remember when he came out as a heel, and he was still the baddest shit ever.
Yeah.
And, my favorite tag match of all time is him and Flair against Perfect and Savage at Survivor Series 92. And all of those guys were over.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. I loved it. It was just great. Real quick, because I know you got to take care of something in a couple minutes. So, you want to do now? What do we watch this week on the network? You want to do that now? Real quick?
Yeah.
What did you watch this week? You go first.
Definitely the highlight was Countdown.
Yeah, I finally got to finish it. I told you that. Countdown was real funny, obviously, because it was the Blunders one.
I thought number 10 was great with Sid. Just
yeah.
I have half the brain that you do, and that one when JR's
And Hall and Nash are just they're dying.
Yeah.
You can't help it. How about Teddy Long just being like, Sid was a blunder.
And I love how they got that quick little interview clip of Sid, kind of like I don't.
Yeah, I don't take full responsibility for that. That was cool. I watched that.
What did you think of the Dungeon of Doom?
I was upset because I'm a Dungeon of Doom fan, especially Zodiac and Ming.
Going back when I think I started watching WCW a little later than WWE, so that was like the main story when I started watching WCW.
Oh, God help you.
It was the Dungeon of Doom, like right before the Giant debuted, and I was like watching. I was like, thank God the NWO came and saved this fucking company, and at least for the time.
How about with Hogan with the water? It's not hot, so that it didn't burn you.
And when he's in that little cave,
yeah, that's what I mean.
Where am I? There's no Hulkamaniacs in here.
And it was a little pedo-ish, but I loved it. It was hilarious.
Scott Steiner.
Mathematically speaking, that should have been number one.
I think when I saw that was the only time in history that I've ever said I wish WWE owned TNA's library just to have that
They
map.
will someday.
Yeah, in the next couple years.
Yeah.
Just to have the MAF promo, there was the one where he was calling the Dudleys fat asses.
Fat asses!
Fat asses! Did you ever see he was going to face Bully Ray, and he was like, he pulls out like a Guitar Hero guitar. He's like, I can't even play the guitar! And he's like,
no.
You want some cheat? I'll show you during the break. It was hilarious. It was up there with that Lex Luger promo from the Indies.
Okay.
But I thought that one was pretty good. What was 7? No, then they did that little insert with Mean Gene.
Oh, yeah, the Mean Gene insert was funny, though.
No, 7 was Steiner. 8 was Beware of Dog.
Oh, with the blackout, yeah.
I remember watching that show furious.
I had it on tape, and I
for
thought,
2 hours, and I
thought someone taped over the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Even my family was like, Ronnie, relax. I was like, no, what the fuck is it? For 2 I was sat there for about an hour. I think only the first and last match showed.
Yeah.
And I was like...
They did crazy home video releases for that back in the day. Obviously.
So, that one was an experience. I'm trying to remember what was 6. The Mean Gene segment was pretty funny.
Was on there.
What was 6?
You can't pull up a list of those things. You gotta pull up the network for that. Shockmaster, of course.
That was 2.
But that was on there. You had to talk about Shockmaster.
That was hilarious. I mean, I guess all of the other ones haven't really been focused on too much.
Yeah, so
I feel like I've seen the Shockmaster one a million times, so it was like whatever. But I feel like seeing like the Sid and the Steiner, even like the Vince one, with
especially because those were like YouTube things for us.
So even seeing the Vince one like brought back memories, like just the stage collapsing and Paul.
I can't feel. I remember the girl I was dating at the time was crying because she thought Vince was really hurt.
I was like, you should have been like, look, we just saw this a year ago when he blew up in the fucking limo.
I was like, you didn't cry when he died. He fell off the stage.
I'm trying to remember what were the other ones.
I caught I watched a lot of pay-per-view this week. I
saw the Legends of Wrestling Celebrities.
I've seen that one.
I mean, I haven't. I mean, a lot of these I've seen, but
like 80% of those shows.
It was cool seeing them again. Like, it's cool when you see them after a few years. That one was pretty good.
What I watch? I watched WCW Sold Out 2000.
I mean, I saw where
Sid loses to Benoit.
Okay.
I saw that. I saw the big event.
I thought it was pretty cool that, like, I know DDP mentioned that Arquette didn't want to win the WCW title, and he took all the money that he made from that and gave it to Pillman's wife. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, which a lot of people didn't know until many years later.
I'm guessing until DDP said it, or was it announced before that?
I think it was said by DDP, but not on Legends.
Okay.
But it wasn't until way later, and not a lot of people know this, but in Vince Russo's Timeline DVD, he claims that the Arquette thing was not his idea. He claims it was Tony Schiavone's idea.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it, and they went with it.
It's ridiculous.
That's from Vince Russo.
I'm trying to remember the Mania Rewind. I know you told me.
I didn't get to watch it.
If it wasn't, it was focused on both Brett matches.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't just Owen. It was
okay.
And I think
who commented on the WrestleMania on the Yoko one?
It was pretty much all the same people. Just
who was on it? I
saw it like earlier in the week. I don't remember. I think I saw. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, I put on the network like pretty late last night, so I don't know if I was like half asleep, but I think this week's Mania Rewind is Hunter and Jericho.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's going to focus mostly like on the injury and him coming back from the injury and his return at the Garden and the Rumble. And so I'm guessing that'll be the focus on it. I didn't get to catch too much this week. I started watching the Raw after the NWO debuted, but I didn't get to catch much of it. It's been a pretty like busy week, so I haven't had much chance to watch much of the network.
Yeah, I finished the big event. I saw that WCW pay-per-view. I finished WCW Sin. I saw Starrcade 90, Sting vs. the Black Scorpion.
What was that? I was watching a WCW show earlier.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember WWE stuff I watched this week.
I've been watching a lot of WCW stuff.
I watched In Your House 2.
Okay.
The Double J is gonna be singing for his baby tonight. I saw that. I watched WrestleMania 5 again.
Okay.
I watched the WWE stuff I'm blanking out on, but I caught quite a few things. And of course I saw the new episode of my favorite cartoon, Slam City, which was hilarious. I caught that.
Yeah, I caught all the episodes of Slam City.
Yeah.
I saw the one with Austin this morning.
Yeah, that was great. So, network's treating me good. And when we come back, we'll talk about some of the things going on WrestleMania week. The full schedule's finally been released, much to my chagrin, and we'll talk about a couple things when we come back, folks.
Hey yo, Chico, you want everything for life? You gotta go to forlifepodcast.com, Chico. And if you wanna hit us up on the social media, go to @forlifepodcast, Chico. Because you're listening to your podcast, you're listening to it for life. Alright, and we're back. Thanks, Razor, for that commercial. I had something to do, but obviously didn't happen. So, we're back. What are we going to discuss this segment?
I just want to put this out there since we're giving tours of websites.
Again?
It's a 9
Didn't we do enough last week?
Yeah, right. It's 9 a.m.
2-hour episode last week.
Oh, like it's the first one ever.
It was.
It's a matinee show. 9 a.m. is when the live stream for the press conference starts on Tuesday.
On the network?
On the network.
Okay.
So if you guys want to catch it at work or at school or whatever you're doing, or
I'll
at
probably
home
do that
while you're missing it. I'm guessing if you want to get there between 7 and 8 if you want to get inside.
From experience, yes. The earlier, the better.
Between 7 and 8. How many fans do they let into that, roughly?
Couple hundred.
Couple hundred? Okay.
I didn't make it in for 27, but I did go to 25. And 20 was at Planet Hollywood.
Yes, it was. And then, of course, the superstar appearances have been announced finally for Access. Some of these are a little questionable, and I'll get into it in a minute. So for Thursday, April 3rd, it's only one session. It's the evening session.
Okay.
6 to 10. The following wrestlers will be there, per lines and stuff like that. Kane, Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, the Usos, R-Truth, Sin Cara, as portrayed by Unico, because Sin Cara was released. We didn't get to talk about that.
What is there to say?
Oh yeah, well, I heard that the door hit him on the ass on the way out, and he botched it. The New Age Outlaws, NXT Superstars, Divas, and more. For Friday's evening session, it's Big E, Trish, The Miz, The Wyatts, Ricky Steamboat, Titus ONeil, NXT Superstars, Divas, and more. Saturday, 3 sessions. So for the 8 a.m. session, it's the Bella Twins, Cesaro, Booker T, Del Rio, Christian, the Brotherhood of Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and Natalya. Session 2 is going to feature Kofi Kingston, Mick Foley, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Ryback, Naomi, Cameron, and so on. And Session 3 will have the Wyatts back again, along with Mark Henry, Fandango, Summer Rae, the Usos, Booker T again, Darren Young, Emma, Alicia Fox, and more. And then for Sunday, I think it says that in very, very, very small print. And for Sunday, it's Big Show, Del Rio, AJ Lee, Dean Ambrose, The Real Americans, and my man, Zeb Coulter, and Bad News Barrett. Big Show announced for Sunday's session for the general admission price.
Okay.
And he was a $109 ticket. And he was going for...
No, we're not doing StubHub again.
No, but he was still going for crazy money on StubHub.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for myself, but I'm not going to say it out loud. Oh, and NXT people. So for Thursday's session, it's Adrian Neville and Paige, then Cesaro, Charlotte, and Sami Zayn. That's the best block to me. Friday is Bo Dallas, my man Adam Rose, and Regal. Then Big E, Sasha Banks,
They
and Tyler
changed
Breeze.
Adam Rose's music already for his second match.
Oh, I knew that.
Huh?
I knew that.
That sucks.
Saturday
I guess they
morning
didn't have
session,
the rights to the song, so...
I told you that. They didn't have the rights to
Yeah,
it.
but
They didn't expect it to be so popular. I'm like, you crazy? Saturday morning session is Sandow, Connor, and Victor of the... what are they called?
Yeah.
What are they called?
The
Ascension.
Yeah.
Paige, Aiden English, and Mason Ryan. Saturday afternoon is Mojo Rawley, Sylvester Lutford, Dusty, Bo Dallas, CJ Parker Bailey. Saturday night is Corey Graves, Colin Cassidy, not Colin Delaney, Charlotte, Emma.
Is Eddie Guerrero's daughter going to be at any of those?
No, she's not listed, surprisingly.
They've just started listing her like on NXT and stuff.
Yeah.
She's back.
And then for the last day, it's Jason Jordan, Regal, Tom McClain, Victor Connor, people that nobody cares about except for Sami Zayn. So, yeah. Your thoughts on that lineup before we transition to other stuff?
I think the lineup sucks because I'm not going to be there.
That first block is really, really good.
But I'm happy. I'm happy you're going to be there. You need to catch up. So
Yeah.
Let's beef up your page. Come on, your Cheyenne's photo ops on forlifepodcast.com.
But that doesn't mean I'm less of a fan or my mental.
No.
business,
That just means that I'm just dumb enough to spend a lot more money on it than you are.
Well,
but...
I just been a tough couple of years. And then, of course, the attractions, the main ring where there's matches and Q&As. No Q&As have been announced yet.
When I was there, they had a Ron Simmons one.
Okay.
He had everybody put up their hands for the nation.
Of course, Superstar signings we just went through. Of course, for those of you who are not familiar with Fan Access, the Superstar entrance where you get to reenact your version.
Is that VIP or?
No, this is just attractions.
Oh, son of a bitch. That was VIP when I went last year.
No, this is just... Nothing here is listed as VIP. Undertakers Graveyard. 30 years of WrestleMania.
We didn't have
memorabilia.
that.
That's throughout the arena.
I didn't even see the damn cars.
Of course, the Mania Superstore. There's going to be a Totino's Zero to Pizza Pronto. You'll be in sumo challenges to enjoy.
I saw the
Totino
sumo challenge.
Pizza rolls. Slam City! The actual Slam City is going to be there. I'm excited. I can't wait to see Barista Del Rio. 2K14 Video Game Zone. I'm hoping there is a tournament so I can try to win a belt, even though people would be there playing real hard.
I feel like I didn't see any of I didn't see any of this fun shit last year when I went to Access. Maybe I'm just really bitter about the experience I had at Access.
Well, it didn't seem all that great. There'll be a Fruity Pebble station, kids.
That I saw.
Party City's gonna be there. Did you get that?
Nope.
You can create, construct.
We're gonna have a WWE birthday party this year. All right.
I'm so down.
Our birthdays are like 2 weeks apart, so we can do this.
We should do it. We just go right to Party City. Create, construct, and customize your own WWE world. Take a photo that puts you in the ring and learn more about WWE Stackdown. Kaboom Imagination Playground. Come explore the fun imagination
playground. Is that like
playground.
a Kofi Kingston?
Let your creativity soar with these big foam play pieces that connect to create your own castle, life-size flower, rocket ship. So they want wrestling fans to beat each other up with life-size Legos. That's fantastic. The Rise Above Hate Climbing Wall. Come climb the Rise Above Hate climbing wall. Oh, Bosh. You know I'm in this one. C-Nation trivia and audio booth. Test your trivia
God,
knowledge.
that audio booth. It was people singing his fucking theme song.
That's what it is?
Oh, God, that was horrible.
Oh, I'm upset now.
And it was like people that couldn't rap or sing. Like, my time is up, your time is now. It was like, shut the fuck.
Here's your, JJ Fish or whatever that guy is. Here's your opportunity to grab the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's the Money in the Bank stand. The Universe casting call.
You can only you need to have 1 foot on the ground when you do that.
So you climb the Money in the Bank briefcase from the floor.
They got mad at me because I picked both. They were like, no, you need 1 foot on the ground. I was like,
I climb ladders at my job. I
pulled a fucking hamstring trying to reach for that shit. It was with the cardboard Dolph Ziggler.
Community partners to check out Make-A-Wish.
I hope they at least have the Andre statue. They'll probably have that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Check out Make-A-Wish, Be a Star, all that good stuff. The casting call for a WWE film.
I know Lita said that I guess like
concessions and my favorite.
All the Hall of
information
Famers.
Desk.
The Hall of Famers, they have like their little section, like a little glass display.
Yeah,
with, like,
I've seen that when they used to do it at the Seaport. At the Seaport, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but did you know at the Seaport, they had it where you can commentate matches and stuff?
I've always wanted to do that, but
I did it.
Of course, you did.
I did it twice. I did one funny one because my cousins were there, so I did the funny one. Then I did a serious one.
Were you able to like keep the video?
Yeah, I have it in the archive. It's in the room.
Oh, I want to check it out.
Yeah, I have it. It's me doing.
Was it just you by yourself, or was
it's just me?
Okay, cool.
We did one with me and Sean, and it was a headset, but we just held the mic part. Mm-hmm. I think Sean has that one. But
what match did you commentate?
It was from SmackDown. Chris Benoit versus Casey Jones.
What the fuck is Casey Jones?
I on the funny one, I clearly say that he's taking on the guy from the Ninja Turtles.
I would definitely want to check it out.
I clearly make that a point.
Let's put that shit on YouTube. Let's put it on our YouTube.
I don't think I sound that good. But I'll play it for you before you go. But that's everything that's gonna happen. I'm excited. My nephew is gonna have a great time.
Oh yeah, it was definitely kid friendly. Like I wish I would have taken my daughter. Like it was definitely like it was great for kids.
Yeah, and
like I feel like for fans like us, we might enjoy WrestleCon a little more than.
But with WrestleCon, there's no activities. It's just the autographs.
But all those
activities
are kid friendly. Like for me, like. The two activities I was like, okay, I wanted the Money in the Bank picture and I wanted the magazine cover.
Oh, I've done the magazine cover 1,000
times. And then
I
wanted to do the magazine cover by myself, and I had to do it with Alicia Fox.
Oh, I didn't do it with a wrestler. What I did it by myself.
And I think the second half of the section was with Justin Gabriel. I was like, okay, at least.
If I could do it over by myself, I would, because I actually don't like the one from when I did at Seaport.
I mean, I would like to do it by myself.
I like the one with me and Sean, but Sean did his own pose.
Like, that was the only reason I wore that.
Did her own pose.
That was the only reason I wore my Bosch 316 shirt, because I wanted to
do your own?
Yeah.
Yeah. I should get a custom t-shirt for out there. But these prices are fucking ridiculous. There's still 90 Hogan tickets left.
I'm sure
they're still starting at $500. There's 27 Taker tickets left at $500.
I saw like on Raw on Monday. I saw the price go from like, I think in the morning the lowest price was like 130 something for Raw.
But when I checked in the morning, prices were $50, and then you told me they went back up to 80 or 90. Right?
Yeah, and then when I checked again, like after we found out that we weren't gonna go, they were back down to like 50.
Oh, speaking of which, they're gonna do. I didn't know this. SmackDown's in the Cajun Dome.
Okay.
There's floor seats for $40.
Nice.
It's 2 hours from me, and we might not rent a car.
On Tuesday after Mania? Oh.
It's Tuesday. It's in the Cajun Dome, but there's floor seats for just $40.
Do it.
It's 2 hours from us. If we rent a car, we may do it, but otherwise we may not. But the Raw tickets for the night after at the Smoothie Center. That's right. There is an arena called the Smoothie Center.
I feel like all these arenas are named that. As long as Madison Square Garden doesn't get renamed, then we're good.
Yeah, the Smoothie Center tickets for Raw the next night, they're a little
pricey.
Bit much. I'm gonna wait till the day of.
Oh, you don't have Raw tickets yet?
I don't. I wanted to buy them yesterday, but
yeah,
For the seats that they have, I don't think they're worth it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we bought shitty seats, but we ended up moving down pretty close.
It's clearly not sold out.
Yeah.
If the nosebleed tickets stay at $50, I will pay it.
Yeah.
But I do not have a Raw ticket.
What you should do is like get like shitty seats, but then go on StubHub and see what seats are still available during the show, and then just go down and take those seats.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's what I should do. You're right.
Look for the most expensive seats that are available and fucking take those.
Where's section 305 on my map? Yeah, see, like they want $70 for this particular nosebleed seat, and I'm like, suck my dick.
No, thank you.
And then like a lot 318. Where's 318? They want like crazy money for the seats that are tarped off.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what happens the day of. I don't think they're gonna get lower than 50.
Yeah.
Because they sold for 20. Because it's New Orleans, they actually start at 20 there, not 25 like here in the city.
Yeah.
When the tickets initially went on sale, I did not buy them because I wasn't sure if my brother was gonna do them or not.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really have an interest to do Raw, so I will be attending Raw alone.
Has he not seen the last 2 years of?
He's not interested in going to Raw. I know that if I go to Raw, there's a pretty much an 80% chance I'm going alone.
I mean, I think I had more fun at Raw than I did at Mania.
How could you have not? That Raw was great.
Slammy Award winning us.
You know? Where's your trophy?
Huh?
Where's your trophy?
It's still in the mail.
Still in the mail? I thought so.
It's waiting in my office in Stamford.
I thought that's what it was. Did we miss anything before we wrap this up? Before we put a bow on this bit? So, of course, it's WrestleMania season. Of course, it's WrestleMania week. Of course, people are talking shit about Sting. So, apparently now, last week when we last covered it, Sting had signed and did this and said he's been watching Raw and all this other nonsense. Now, apparently, Sting will only wrestle one match before retiring, and it will be against, you guessed it, The Undertaker, and it will be at WrestleMania 31.
Really?
Your thoughts?
I mean, what else would he do?
Do you think it's right for Sting to only wrestle one match?
I mean, what other matches are there for him to do?
I would have liked to have seen Sting and Cena.
Okay. I mean...
I would have liked to have seen maybe Sting, Cena, him and the veterans. I don't think a Sting Bryan match would have been good.
No.
Now, I don't want to see Sting and Batista. Sting and Wyatt's.
I think, like I was telling you...
I have some curiosity on that. But, I would have liked to have seen Sting, Cena.
Just like I was telling you during the break, like I would like for somebody to sign a contract and us not know about it, and for it not to leak 5 minutes later. But that goes into a
discussion that I want to have with all the guys. Has the internet, the internet maybe not has killed wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you, without the internet, SmackDown's viewership would go up.
Oh, definitely. That's why I don't watch SmackDown. I know what's going to happen 3 days before.
So like I said, the internet hasn't killed wrestling. But it has taken a lot of the fun mystery out.
Yeah.
The tricks are out.
Mm-hmm. Like when I see pictures leaked of the Undertaker, like, oh, when I look at Undertaker, he's taking a picture with somebody with a little gray beard, and or I don't know. I just feel like, for one, like I like the very few times I do get genuinely surprised, I do pop for it.
Yeah, forget it.
But other than that, when I'm expecting something, it's like, oh, okay. Like when Undertaker came back to challenge Brock, we knew that was going to happen. Like, or when Brock returned to take out Cena, I think that one got a pop out of me just because it had been so long and the way that Lesnar left, like, and it was just like, it was rumors, so it was like, okay, is this really happening? Oh shit, he's really there, But other than that, I don't know.
I also want to bring this up real quick. Did you catch Hogan saying that he will not do a leg drop if he does wrestle again?
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, apparently because of just all his back problems, and apparently the leg drop, when you weigh 300 pounds and you jump 4 feet in the air and sit on your ass 300 days a year, obviously that's going to trigger
He needs
your
to
back
talk
problems.
to Mr. Fandango over there.
But apparently, if Hogan was to wrestle again, he would not do the leg drop because of his, problems.
So what would he do?
I know that Hogan has done interviews saying that he wishes his finisher was actually the sleeper. I think he says that because of just a safety issue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a fair guess for him or anybody from that generation to make.
Yeah.
I know that when he did the Australia tour,
mm-hmm.
a lot of people were upset because he wasn't winning with the leg drop. This is Hogan who's going in as the face, by the way.
Yeah.
They did like what 3-4 days, whatever it was. The ref would either be distracted or be looking dead at Hogan because there were so many run-ins in that match. But anyway,
And who was he? He was only facing Flair out there.
only facing Flair for all those days. Hogan would get Jimmy Hart's megaphone and knock Flair out with that.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, maybe arguably the greatest babyface of all time, should not win like that.
Yeah.
So, but apparently, things make sense in certain ways to me now than it did when that initially happened.
Yeah.
Because when I heard that, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" But yeah, Hogan says that if you ever wrestle again, you will not see him do a leg drop. What do you think about that?
I mean, what?
I mean, the guy's got a battery in his back right now.
Like, what can I say? Physically he can't do it. I'm not gonna say, oh, what am I gonna call him, selfish?
No, but does that take away at all?
Hogan is mostly character.
Yeah.
Promos, characters, posing.
He's larger than life. But it's just, for me as a fan, it's unfortunate. I get it, and totally with you. If it can't be done, I'm not going to fucking make you. But I just, it's a little sad. If you ever do get that Hogan physicality, you won't see the...
He can get, like, the hulking up. I think that's...
Yeah.
That probably will get more over than the leg drop, because the hulking up you can get behind and...
If he does team with Cena, which he mentioned on the Arsenio Hall show last night, I think it'd be cool if he did everything with the leg drop, and then after the leg drop, Cena hit the AA. Oh, that'd be pretty cool. But
like, I don't even think he can do the big boot.
I don't see why he can't do that, actually.
Like, get it up if he's fighting guys like the Wyatts as tall as they are.
Well, he hit the boot on like guys like Andre and
yeah. I mean, that was how many years ago? Yeah, I'm talking about in the last like 5-10 years.
I can dream. Yeah, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Hogan's gonna be throwing some hand-covered punches at WrestleMania.
So Cheyenne, it's your first WrestleMania. How do you feel?
Man, I can't.
All the bullshit aside, how do you feel?
All the bullshit aside, I can't. I'm excited. When all the bullshit is aside, I'm excited.
Yeah,
it's great. Your word of the day, folks, which we've already missed for 2 weeks since we first initiated it. Your word of the day is going to be megaphone for today. We're going to do megaphone.
Which I have autographed by
That's right, you lucky bastard. But we're going to do megaphone as today's word of the day. Anything you want to tell the fans to check out on the network that you watch this week that's a good piece of history?
I would say check out the Countdown Blunders, definitely. Just if you want a good laugh. Like, I think the day I was just having a shitty day, the day that I saw it, and like that cheered me up, so I was happy to see that.
I would just tell the fans, check out WCW's last pay-per-view, I believe it was Sin. The undercard matches are really, really great, and just kind of lets you know how sad it was about WCW dying because of the talent they did in fact have.
Oh yeah,
but didn't utilize. And I got to watch the Monday Night Raw where Doink took on Randy Savage. Check that out. So yeah, until next time.
They have a lot of like 93 Raws up there, I think.
Yeah, they're up to, I think, episode like 20.
Yeah, like the first 6 months are up there.
Yeah, it's catching up. A lot of stuff that I have on tape I'm seeing again in HD. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Hopefully we'll have a show next week with 2 people. We're going to figure that out.
If not, I mean, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Maybe have a guest host or something.
A guest host? Who the hell's that?
You're the one ditching me to go to fucking New Orleans.
Oh, excuse the shit out of me.
Quick, all right, let's go. Mania predictions.
Is it safe to say the card is final?
Pretty much. What matches do you see the Matty? Everybody's booked.
Hogan Piper.
Okay, hypothetically, we're gonna throw that in there.
All right, so no. All right, give me the card and I'll give you it.
Okay, we start off Danny O'Brien and Triple H.
I'm gonna say Triple H.
I'm gonna say Danny O'Brien.
I'm gonna say Triple H.
Or maybe do you see maybe like a double DQ or double count out happening, and maybe both get thrown into the main event?
Okay, I can do that.
Something like that. Just to further stack everything against Bryan.
Yes.
I'm getting main event.
What?
The main event. Batista, Orton, and Vacant.
I'm gonna go with Vacant.
Vacant. I mean,
the third party will win.
Vacant. No, Vacant was a pretty good champion last year. He held the belt for.
Oh yeah, that guy, asshole. No, I think whoever the.
He was WWE and TNA champion last year.
I think whoever the to be announced participant will be is going to be the winner, and obviously I'm going with Bryan.
Okay.
I'm just being Triple H to go against the marks.
All right, let's see. Undertaker, Brock Lesnar.
the fans. No, I'm gonna go Taker.
Taker.
I'm gonna go Taker.
I'm gonna base on the last 21, so I'm gonna go with Taker.
Yeah, the last 21, it's a little
One-sided.
one-sided.
John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt as well. I think Bray needs it. I think
it benefits both people.
yes, with the show already being so babyface heavy with Taker and Bryan winning the top matches, I think Bray needs it more. Mm-hmm. And I can see this feud continuing after. I feel like if Cena wins, then that's it for the feud. But I can see this feud continuing, maybe a couple more pay-per-views out of it.
Yeah, and
I mean, you can incorporate the other members of the Wyatt family. You can
do a
possibly
6-man at a main
incorporate
event.
other people on Cena's side, or or maybe like a gauntlet, or you can do a lot with those. And I think this feud is still pretty fresh, considering it started at Rumble, then it was forgotten about, then brought back. So I think Wyatt should win. The Shield versus the Team Attitude. They should just be the Corporate Attitude or some shit. Attitude Authority. I don't know. They should come up with a creative name.
I'm gonna go with the Shield.
I mean, they're doing pretty good as babyfaces right now.
I'm gonna go with the Shield.
Tag team titles: Usos, Real Americans, Rybaxel, Matadors.
I am actually gonna go with the Usos.
Usos. I think they'll retain as well. Do you see maybe like a split between Cesaro and?
I don't think I'm
Swagger?
gonna say that for WrestleMania 30. I would actually go with that for the next night.
Okay, is it do you know if it's an elimination or first pinfall?
That's not out yet. But I will say I think we're gonna see Cesaro do the Cesaro swing 30 times.
Okay.
I think we're gonna see 30 rotations for 30 years of WrestleMania. That's my call.
The Vicky Guerrero Invitational Diva Fatal 14-way. I see AJ.
I actually want. I don't see AJ retaining. In that scenario,
I see either. It's a tough one.
I want Big Daddy Tamina to win.
It's
but
either going to be
obvious that if AJ loses, it will be a total diva.
It's either going to be Tamina or a total diva. Either one. I don't see it being one of the Bellas.
I could be fine with that.
I wouldn't have a problem. I just don't see it. Maybe Naomi.
Who, the eye patch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if it is a total diva, I'm gonna go with either eye patch or
Eva.
Brian's girl.
No Eva Marie.
Even though Eva Marie has a tremendous wrestling background and is one of the most solid competitors ever in the history of professional wrestling, especially just her in-ring prowess is mirrored to Kurt Angle. I'm gonna have to respectfully decline her winning.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
The Andre the Giant Invitational Battle Royal, 30 men.
Believe it or not, I'm gonna go with either the Big Show
Okay.
or one of the 4 remaining competitors.
I'm gonna go either Big Show or Rusev.
I think it will either be Big Show or somebody who is yet to be announced. I want Zack Ryder.
I would love
That is
either
my
Ryder or Ziggler.
That is my heartfelt pick.
Either Ryder or Ziggler.
No, Ryder.
Who do you think will be the final 4 announced? I'm saying maybe Rusev, Barrett.
Rusev. I think Barrett's gonna throw some bad news in there.
Yeah,
I
at least
expect
2.
at least one legend, but that's me being me.
I'm trying to think of what other 2 guys are left. I don't see why they couldn't just bring RVD back for that and throw him in there.
I think it's better that he's not on. He's not in there.
Like, if it would have been cool if it was like RVD and Jericho or some shit like that, but I don't see that
They're not gonna be
happening.
there. We'll see.
I don't see that happening. Maybe Tyson Kidd.
That'd be cool. Tyson Kidd deserves a push. He's the only guy. He's the only male right now in Total Divas that's not getting pushed.
Yeah. So
in some capacity.
Trying to think of who else is on the roster. Or Evan Bourne.
I don't think an Evan Bourne return should be wasting the Battle Royal because I expect him to get a good pop. I honestly would like to see him and Kofi reunite because they were a great team.
Yeah, that was a good team.
I would love to see them against the Usos. Holy shit.
That would be good.
Yeah, they'll steal it. They can steal it if they really wanted to.
I think that's the whole card, right?
I feel like we're missing like 8 matches.
I just announced 8 matches. There's Brian and Hunter.
WrestleMania, there's like 40 matches with 80 guys. Come on.
No, there's Hunter and Brian. Main event. Taker Brock, Cena Wyatt, Shield Outlaws, and Kane. Tag titles, Divas, Battle Royal. That's 8. That's all the matches.
Waiting for the page to load, Bosh.
I have a little picture here with all the matches.
Picture does not always tell the truth.
Yes, it does.
No, it does.
No, that's
Yep, that looks up to
my
date.
girlfriend. Okay.
I was right. It's up to date.
All right. So yeah, we covered everything.
Yeah. And don't forget to check me out at Fan Access if you're looking for an autograph or anything like that. Check me out.
You better bring some business cards with you.
Absolutely. That's why I haven't used all of them at least.
Yeah. I think I've used like 1 or 2.
I used about 5 or so at the big event.
Yeah.
And I've given.
Oh yeah, I gave it to a few people at the big event.
Yeah, and I'm giving a couple out to my job tomorrow before
yeah.
I go. And yeah, but I'll be there. You'll find me at the information booth because that's what I'm for.
And the Fruity Pebble.
And in the Fruity. And the Fruity Pebble section, and in Undertakers Graveyard next to Ric Flair's tombstone.
All right, guys, we'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week, folks.
We'll figure out how we're gonna do this
next week.
We'll
figure it out.
But have a marvelous week. 4lifepodcast.com at 4Life
Podcast at 4Life Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.com/4Life Podcast. Add Bosh on Instagram. That is.
You can add me on Twitter at I am the
Bosh. What is it for Instagram today?
Boshamania.
That's what it... See, it's confusing.
Doesn't guarantee that I'm going to accept you.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't even accept me until we started working together.
You full of shit. We'll see you next week, folks. Enjoy the final week before WrestleMania.
WrestleMania!
We didn't review WrestleMania's 26 through 29.
And I'm like, we're forgetting something the whole time.
Do you want to real quick or?
Yeah, come on. What's left? What's left? Jeez,
26.
26.
I cried. Sean retired.
That's the Sean run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cena Batista 2 is okay. Sean retiring.
Brett and Vince.
Brett and Vince was fucking terrible. Show Miz versus Morrison and Truth. That is terrible. That match was 3 minutes, by the way.
It was.
The Legacy 3-way was not the best.
Sheamus and Hunter.
The Money in the Bank wasn't great.
That was the last Money in the Bank at a Mania.
Ray and CM Punk was good.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho Edge was good. This was a shitty WrestleMania. Next.
27. That was also a shitty WrestleMania.
Oh my god, that was Wrestle Raw. That was the trend of Raw WrestleManias.
God.
That was bad.
That was the one that The Rock hosted.
Was this Big Show Cody? No.
No, that was the following year.
Edge versus Del Rio in a decent match.
Edge's final match.
To me, I really enjoyed Cody and Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. That was a good match.
Oh wow, I forgot about this. The Core versus Santino, Big Show, Kane,
and Kofi.
I
remember
versus Punk, which is a great
It was actually supposed to be a Kozlov in that match. And I remember earlier in the week, I was like, they got to find a way to take Kozlov out that match. And
oh
put
yeah,
Kofi
I
in
forgot
there.
he was taken out. Cole and Lawler, I don't think I have to talk about that. Thank God. Taker Triple H.
Maybe we should have skipped this segment.
Taker Triple H 2.
Oh, we should have just skipped to 28 and 29.
Miz beat Cena. Can we skip this? This is why I forgot, because these are the worst WrestleManias of all time. Oh, excuse me. Now we're up to
28.
28. Once in a lifetime. Yeah, let's go there, kids. What's this? Oh, Sheamus and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, God.
Classic. Oh, Kane and Orton. Kane finally wins.
I thought that no. You know how they did the Sheamus and Bryan match?
Yeah.
18. They should have done that with fucking Cody and Big Show. Because for weeks, Cody was showing all these embarrassing moments of the Big Show. He should have come out, knockout punch,
the point
1, 2,
is
3.
that they didn't. Kane defeats Orton, decent match. Big Show Cody, real good showing. Kelly and Maria Menounos versus Beth and Eve, terrible. Plus Maria.
I love how they
And
condensed.
then Maria Menounos poops herself.
They
No,
condensed those 4 matches into the first hour, and they gave every other match about an hour each.
Yeah, Triple H and Taker, including those entrances, that was about an hour 45. Great match though. Team Johnny versus Team Teddy.
No, I love the closing moments though, like when the 3 of them left together.
Yeah,
that was great.
Punk Jericho was not as good as I wanted it to be, but it was good.
I think
Rock
people went in there with the expectation of, okay, Rock Cena's gonna be our Hogan and Andre, and this has to be our Steamboat Savage.
Yeah.
So people went in there with like setting.
Oh no, I didn't have like the crazy because it was nuts the pressure that wrestling fans put on those.
I think that's why it didn't live up to.
They had a rematch, right? The street fight that was better.
Rock Cena.
Shield versus what's their face Orange.
Oh, we're last year.
Sheamus and
I was
Big
there
Show.
for this one last year.
Henry versus the Ryback Ninja Turtle.
That was. I
Hell
think it
No
was.
versus Ziggler and Big E. That was actually okay. Fandango and Jericho. We were all pissed about that. At least here in the house. Del Rio Swagger.
Swagger didn't even get a fucking entrance. I saw him come out in that little cart during the fucking video package.
Exactly.
There was no backstage segments, no national anthem, no opening pyro. What was after that? Diddy performance. There was
Terrible.
Punk and Taker. That was the match of the night. I like that. Fuck are their names? Living Color performed
Yeah.
Punk's song. That was pretty good. I know a lot of people didn't know that the lead singer was black. I knew that, but Triple H and
Not only Kevin Castle didn't know that. Then they were hilarious about it.
yeah, Triple H and Brock
That
too.
was okay.
I know Triple H had all this weird white shit on his stomach from the entrance.
Oh, that was because of the dry ice.
Yeah.
He got burned the next day pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Main event, Rock Cena twice in a lifetime.
Yep.
Look, at least we're not getting it again this year.
That would be way too fucking much. Way too fucking much.
Who would have ever thought that the guy to follow the two Rock Cena matches would be Husky Harris? Would you have ever thought?
Oh, wow.
Like if you would have asked a year ago who's Cena facing next year
Oh,
after
hell
these
no.
two Rock
I would've
matches,
Never.
would you have thought Husky Harris?
No.
Okay, so there we go. We did our. For all you fans that were craving that Mania Rewind
that were
segment.
demanding, that were tweeting us live.
our
Wait, you forgot something.
our Rewind segment thingy. There you go. Next week, WrestleMania 30.
And again, if you're, check out Mimo's Tapas and Bar if you can't.
Oh yeah, I forgot
do
to
the
plug
network,
them.
the network issues if you don't want to deal with that. I think you should do like somebody that I know is doing. Let the Hall of Fame be your final test before you decide if you're
That's
gonna
what I'm
watch
doing.
it on the network or anywhere else.
But definitely, I hope you have a safe trip out there. I hope you have a great time
Thank you.
with your family. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy Mania. It's gonna be fun. Enjoy. Cheyenne, shut up and enjoy it.
Okay.
Take a lot of pictures. No, take a lot of pictures. I'm gonna put them on the website.
You want to see pictures of me by the pool at my hotel?
That's not what I'm. That's not going on the website.
Okay.
Pictures of you at Mania, at Access, and pictures from the event.
Okay. Do I have a chance of seeing the agents like Michael Hayes and stuff? Did you see anybody
I saw them going into the Hall of Fame, going into the Garden. I saw.
Oh, but not at Access or
Before the Hall of
where
Fame,
you
no.
could get a photo op with them.
No, I got pictures of.
Because I see agents at the live shows all the time
Yeah.
behind the curtain. That's nothing.
Yeah, I saw Shawn, X-Pac, Michael Hayes, and Arn Anderson going into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Okay, for real this time. We're leaving. Show's over. Any more segments that we forgot? We reviewed the network. I have to catch up with Total Divas before I review it.
Oh yeah, that's a must.
I'm almost caught up. I'm at the end of last season. Enjoy WrestleMania, folks.
There's a casino by my hotel.
I'm sure there is.
I'm excited now.
Have fun, Cheyenne.
I will do so. I will do so, guys. For Life Podcast. And check us out. Add us on all the social media. Or don't. Or do, please. Yeah. So, yeah, when you listen to your podcast, you're listening to it
For life.
life, brother.
Chico.